So in this video, we're going to be having a quick look at the Bishop's Offley Christmas tree farm. And I've never had a real Christmas tree before. We've always stuck to the plastic ones, just wanting to avoid any messy needles dropping on the floor, needing to kind of hoover them up all the time. But because of lockdown, because we thought it'd be nice for the kids, we went ahead and splashed out on a tree. One of the reasons we went for the Bishop's Offley one was it actually opened up a lot earlier this year compared to some of the others. So we were looking previously, I think, at Keele Christmas Tree Farm. But the Bishop's Offley one came up and we saw an advert, I think, on their Facebook, and they'd open a little bit early. So we headed down there to tag our tree. I don't know if anyone's ever been before, but it's quite straightforward to get to. So you head over to Exshaw and then it's a bit of a country lane drive. From Stafford, it's around about 24 minutes for us to get there, so it wasn't too far at all. When you pull up, it's effectively someone's house, it looks like. You pull up onto the drive, continue going around the house, and you come out into a wide open kind of car park, gravel car park, with a big barn out there. And when we got there were quite a few people inside the barn, so we parked up, went out to them, had a chat to the guy. He basically gave us a couple of directions and said, when you get there, there'll be loads and loads of trees. And so as we left him, we walked out and you can see they've got, just beyond the car park, a range of trees around. And I thought, well, that's pretty much, if that's it, that's not too impressive. But we followed his directions. And when we got there, you would not believe the numbers of trees, thousands of trees, I would say, on a kind of hillside bank, hundreds of them, thousands of them. And what I hadn't realised was the extensive range of trees. I think there's probably about 7 different types of Christmas trees, and they've organised it really well. So they're all laid out in, I suppose, plots, in rows within those plots, and you can kind of browse them all the way around. And when you go, you get given a yellow tag with your name and a number, and you have to go and find your tree, which is fantastic. Kids love doing that, and it was really good to see them all. And then you effectively tag your tree once you identify the ones you want. And while you're walking around, you can see there's a whole range of the smaller ones, which I guess they've only recently planted, right through to the really tall, developed ones. You kind of choose the tree you want. What we found then, because we went relatively early on in November, we then came back, and because of social distancing, we then booked our space via the website to come back and chop it down. One of the things I did notice was they don't necessarily tell you exactly how much it is on the day, because they price their trees based on the height. So what you do is, once you've come back, chop the tree down, although I do think they also offered an option to chop it down for you and deliver it for you, but we wanted the full kind of chopping it down experience. So we chopped it down, managed to get it all bagged up, netted up. And it was a bit of a trek to get it back, as you go up a hill, down a hill, through some trees, and then back up a hill to the barn by the car park. They then measure it for you, tell you how much it's going to be, and then you pay. As with everything these days, it was all on the card, so that was really easy and simple. So definitely recommend getting down there. In the end, I think we paid £45 for, I think it was about 6-7 foot tree, and then I think it was probably about £20 for the stand as well. So really happy. We're definitely going to be going back next year. The kids really enjoyed the experience, and I definitely recommend having a look.